Yo guys, we are back on our 5th winning day today at Market Open. I saw a quick short opportunity that I'm going to go over in this video. It's been a choppy first half of October, to be honest with you. I started it off with a big $2,500 loss last week. That ended up going in my direction because it was gold, and gold has been going up ever since that big drop of sell-offs. I ended up getting wicked out and it ended up hitting my take profit and continuing to soar to new all-time highs. And that one, I've still been salty and it's still been kind of mentally fucking with my head. But so the next day, I didn't even trade. I avoided trading. Thursday, I got back into the markets. I was up a little bit higher. I was more in profit. I had set a pending order. It hit perfectly, and then I took another scalp trade. I ended up losing it, so I wanted to just end the day positive. And we ended that week. Last week, we ended the week at $1,600 in. Let me see if I show you guys. We ended the week at minus $1,600, but the week before that, we were up $4,400. So, can't complain. You got to give back to the market sometimes. And this week, start off the week pretty bad. Took a loss on Monday. Tuesday came back, 750 winner. Wednesday we came back, we lost 597. I actually had lost more. I was at about $1,100 loss. Ended up taking some trades back to recoup some of my losses. So I ended up the day at minus 597. Yesterday I took some good trades. Yesterday was a good trading day. Made $1,000, and then today on Thursday, October 16th, at Market Open, I decided to take some shorts on NQ, and I'm going to go over those with you right now. All right, so I'm currently up $952 for the day. I peaked out at around $1,300. Market started pulling back on me, so I ended up deciding to ultimately close profits along the way. So I scaled in and I scaled out my profits. And here are some of the orders. So this is how the order looked. We're on a 5-minute time frame, and I wanted to break down the trade and why I took it at Market Open. Usually, I don't always trade at Market Open, but sometimes, depending on previous days, how the previous day closed and the types of patterns that are showing, sometimes you can get a quick move at Market Open. I don't always trade Market Open, but sometimes when the opportunity presents itself and we have a good risk to reward, I'll go ahead and take it. If we have multiple confluences, which we did. If we go on the daily, yesterday we closed very bearish on NQ. We had a very bearish day, and right now we're in a pretty big range of consolidation. So at this point, what you want to try to do is, buy the lows, try to find those liquidation moves that usually happen, those impulsive moves that happen to the downside to liquidate a lot of people, and then buy them at the lows since we're overall still in a bullish market. Or B is to sell the highs up here every time we peak, or every time after we peak and we start noticing downwards momentum, continuing that momentum, using lower lows, lower highs. So on the 4 hour, we're still looking bearish. So let me just remove some of these. So these were my key levels on the 4 hour for NQ. We had that big sell-off, right? We had a huge sell-off. Market started to recover a little bit, created one high here, and then we had another huge sell-off right here. This was a supply zone for me, so this became a point of interest. We popped back up, and this right here has also been a point of interest for me. We had a little sell off here. It broke, respected structure, made a new high, broke this high, convincing a lot of people that we're going to continue higher. And then market ended up doing another big liquidation yesterday, which I had orders here. I actually caught this move very perfectly. I had orders here. Let me show you. So this big liquidation right here that happened, I actually ended up buying right here. I got the perfect buy because I was expecting for price to come down into this demand zone right here that ultimately sparked the big move to the upside, came back, rejected back into this area, and this is where I bought orders here. And actually this was a beautiful, I had a pending order, and this thing happened automatically. This put me in automatically, and I woke up in profit. So this was a beautiful trade here, perfect entry, perfect execution, and a perfect reason why I executed, or why I believed it would come down into this huge demand zone where it created the big initial push. So that's what you want to look out for. You want to look out for demand zones that created big pushes like this, and then just wait, because market will tend to come back and retest. Like even if you would have waited for this big reversal here, you saw that this was in the initial demand zone that created this big push up. So if market comes back down, this is now can be considered a fair value gap or a decent pullback into the overall move if we're going to continue higher, right? Which it did, and this would have played out very beautifully too. Then it ended up coming back down one more time, liquidating a bunch of these buyers right here, liquidating a bunch of buyers, came back into the initial demand zone and continued higher, and then created another move up, ultimately breaking this high, right? So after we broke this high, we started seeing some big red candles, and whenever we see some big red candles is when we want to start looking for shorts in the intermediate term, right? So we're day trading, so we want to see some big action like this because we want to continue with the momentum, as long as we get in at a good pullback on the lower time frames. So when you break this down on the lower time frame, market opened here. Let me show you the daily. This is the daily, right? So market opened up right here. Market pulled up into this area, into this zone here. It didn't fully quite make it, which for me, I was unsure if it would go up that high, but I would allow it because it wouldn't have broken any. It wouldn't have invalidated the trade because it's still underneath this whole trading zone right here, this whole zone right here. So for me, market opened and it created this 4-hour candle that we're on right now. Market opened, and as market came up here and started rejecting on the smaller time frame, which also aligned with my moving averages. So this is where I was expecting sells. I was expecting to get a quick sell all along this area. I was expecting a quick sell all along this area. So as you can see, I had sells here at the top because I always want to buy. If we're going to be in a continuous trend and we're going to continue the trend, then I always want to buy as deep into the moving averages as possible, or sell as deep into the moving averages as possible on the smaller time frames, as long as it aligns with the overall time frame and the overall trend. And we saw a quick dump down back into these lows. I was ultimately expecting it to come to these lows and retest the lows or overall break, but it was the beginning of the day. I saw the quick rejection. It was the beginning of the day. I was expecting a quick little move back to the downside, possibly then start consolidating, and then maybe continue moving higher. So right now I got out at a very good position. It was a good 1 to 2.5 risk to reward ratio. I got in at some very good entries. It was a very good trade, overall trend. I normally don't trade market open, but the opportunity presented itself. It was a good risk to reward ratio, and I scaled in and I scaled out perfectly, and I ended up making $952, which is my 5th winning day. My balance now sits at 3183. I'm considering if I should continue building it up before requesting a payout, or if I should just request a payout tomorrow, Friday, and then the payout lands Monday, and then start Monday as a brand new week. If I withdraw 50%, I'd be able to withdraw around $1,600. $1,500, let's call it. I'll be able to withdraw $1,500, get a nice little weekly paycheck, and then restart on Monday, and see where Monday and next week takes us to end the month. But I'm also thinking if I should just build up the account a little bit more, get to maybe like 7,000, since now I have more of a buffer. I'll be able to risk a little bit more and make more a lot quicker. So I'm also debating on maybe waiting for the $5,000 threshold, withdraw $2,500, and then keep $2,500 as drawdown. So we'll see how everything plays out. We still have this whole next trading day to see how things will play out, and if there's any opportunities that present themselves that are low risk and high probability. So stay tuned, guys. The live accounts are still active, so we have not blown the account, and we're sitting in a pretty healthy spot right now. Still working on conservative trades, trying to risk low amounts to get some good, decent reward, so that way we can continuously build up the account without over leveraging ourselves and going on tilt. So I'll see you guys on the next videos.